Let's practice sketching another one. Let's look at this one right here. Well, the first thing we want to do is set it to 0, factor it, and solve. Now, the first thing I did is this. I hate fractions. So what would happen if I factored out a negative 1/2? The reason I did it 1/2 is, first off, there's a denominator here, 2, and that's a negative. So I'm going to take a 1/2, negative 1/2 out, and also I'll take an x out. If I take an x out of x cubed, you get x squared, and negative 2 divided by negative 1/2 makes a positive 4. A 6 divided by a negative 1/2 makes a negative 12, and I took away 1x. And here a negative 9/2 divided by a negative 1/2 makes a positive 9. That's what I factored it to. Now I'm going to have to use MF DARM, take 4 times 9 and factor 36. And do all that. And if you factor it, which is another whole lesson, which we have covered, this factors to 2x minus 3. And if you want to know, if you FOIL this, you will get that answer right there. So I've already factored it. So that means this. I have a negative 1/2 x equals 0, or 2x minus 3 equals 0. And this one will be a double, so I don't have to solve it twice. Just once is enough. Well, here, if I multiply everything by a positive or negative 2, it's going to cancel that out. And 0 times negative 2 means that this x is at 0. Here I'm going to what? Add 3 and then divide by 2. So I know this. I also know this. Look at the degree. The degree is odd. So therefore, I know it's going to rise and fall. One side's going up and one side's going down. And because the leading coefficient is negative, I know the right side has to go down. So that's a big help. The right side's going down and the left side's going to go up. So when I go to graph this, I'm going to put a dot at 0, 0 and a dot at 3/2, which is 1.5. Now, it's an odd function. And that's a negative 2, so the right side's going to go down. And because it's odd, the left side's going to go up. And here's what I have to know. Now notice, if I was to graph this, where that one continues going down like that, and that one continues like that, it would look like that. But that's not possible because it doesn't cross that x-axis again. So that's not a viable graph. But I know this. One of the numbers occurred twice. This one occurred twice. And when it occurs twice, it doesn't go through it. It's what we call I call it a bounce. So it's going to look something like that. It's going to go through this one because this one occurred a degree of 1. All right? Odd numbers, it goes through the point. Even numbers, it touches and bounces. This was an even number degree, so it's going to bounce off of that point right there. Hence the graph looks like that. And if you look at it, that would be the actual graph right there from the calculator. All right? So what have we learned? Well, we've learned about polynomial functions, what they look like. We've learned about transformation of monomials. We also learned about the leading coefficient test, right? Remember how the leading coefficient determines which way the right behavior is, whether it's falling or rising. Help, I've fallen, I can't get up. Never saw Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers fall, though, did we? And we learned about the zeros of a polynomial function, how to find them. And so we found the zeros there. And we also analyzed the polynomial function by the values that were given. We can tell which way it's going to go up, down, and where it crosses the x-axis at, those kind of things. We learned how to write a polynomial function. If we were given the values, we could go, if we had the zeros, we could write a function with it. And we also learned how to sketch the graph of a polynomial function. Really handy, especially if you don't have a calculator. Of course, you've got it easy. You can just put it on the calculator and kind of see what it looks like. Wasn't like that a long time ago on a lot of different types of things. So here's what I want you to do. Page 108, 1 to 8, 17 to 32, 51 to 56, and problem 65, 68, and 69 to get a little practice at some of the work that we just went over.